Okay, holy crap, dude. Caves are like the worst thing ever. Like, oh my gosh. It took me forever to figure out what this stupid person is. It's like the cave in Skyrim when you get lost. This is like the worst. Like, this has been like, caves are like my worst enemy. They've been tripping me up all day. I feel like I've been in here forever. But we got it. Finally. Holy cow. And we're gonna get the heck out of here. Cause, oh my gosh. Okay, got another quest. Where am I going? Where are we going? What are we doing? Okay, we're gonna leave. Oh, thank God. We gotta go all the way out of here. So let's get the heck out of here. Okay, holy cow. Hopefully there won't be any more caves for a while. Let's sell some stuff. Good grief. Ooh, that was a nightmare. Seriously, I was in that cave forever, I feel like. But we're out. We're continuing on. Whew. Okay, so what are we doing? Picking up more quests. like I said, I like like having multiple quests to do at once. And that was a long run. I feel like this place is like borrowing from the old school, you know, low drop rates and sending me all over the place. What the heck, game? And alright, what am I doing now? I gotta get these eggs. Thank God they're highlighted. Goody goody. Oh my goodness. Okay. Woo. Whoa. Hello. Where the heck? Oh my gosh. Scare the crap out of me. Thinking about doing. Oh, you too, huh? You want some? All right. I'm thinking about doing a profession change because one of the cool things is that, you know, when, you know, we go to Draenor, it doesn't really matter because I can just level them up from there. So I might change things. Enchanting is a pain, you know, and I thought enchanting would be awesome for, like, you know, money. It's really not. So I might change it to like leatherworking or something boring just because it's easy. I mean, we can level up leatherworking from anywhere now. So I might do that just to change things up. I don't really want to worry about a crafted profession. Those are a big pain. Everything's a pain. Oh, I'm so glad I get like more than one per click because I thought I was going to have to do this 40 times. Ooh, that would have sucked. But nonetheless, I might change things up when we head to Outlands. That way I don't have to like worry about getting crap leather for a while, I don't think. So we might change things up from there. Do I get eggs here? Yeah, no. Okay, gotta stay up here, gotta finish getting our eggs. Kind of annoyed that, you know, with the whole like leveling thing, I can't mine rich thorium. What the heck? It's kind of weird. But whatever. It's alright, we'll get there eventually. Not really too worried about it. Money, like, now that I can like get money through pet battles, I'm not worried about money that much. I mean, it's not as fast because it's not like everybody's trying to buy pets. You know, and there's only so much, you know, money people are willing to spend on pets. But you know, if you're patient, if you give it time, if you give it a few cycles, you know, trying to put it up and seeing how it goes, and you know, being patient, then you know someone's gonna buy it. You know, whether it's for a couple hundred or whether it's for sold a couple for over 1,000, you know, which is pretty sweet. So when you sell battle pets, it's just a matter of being patient, and some people are not. Speaking of which, you know, sooner or later, I don't know how long we are. We got everything set up. Blizzard's got it all set up. They're going to release those WoW tokens. You can buy a WoW token, which will allow you to have a month of game time. And I'm really interested to see how those things go. How do you guys think those are going to work out? Are you going to buy a token? Are you going to try to sell a token? Where are you going to be on that, you know, in that market? My personal plan is it's all dependent on how much they're going for. If the tokens are being sold for more than 10K, I probably won't buy one. Because if it's like around 10K, I think I can handle that. For $15 worth, I think 10K is fine. There we go. There's the ore. Anything more than 10K, closer to 20K, I probably won't buy it. Because 20K, I think I can make 20K in a month. But the thing is, I don't want to spend the whole month of game time trying to earn back the money that I spent. That would be counterintuitive, wouldn't it? We don't want to do that. So if it's worth it, I might buy one. Now, if it starts going for more than 20K, I might actually buy a token and try to make money. So it just depends. Like I said, it depends on how much they're going for. Is what will determine what I ended up doing. So I'm kind of waiting to see how that works out. And really, it's going to vary from server to server, and it's also going to vary over time as well. It could be, a lot of people have different ideas, different theories. Some people think that it's going to start off, high, probably will, and then it's going to slow down as the market floods, whatever. It's a different kind of market. It's like the little bird pet, whatever, or the cub, I forget what it's called. And that eventually, it started off being very expensive, and eventually, it was very cheap. I think this isn't going to be just like that, but it might end up being similar. It just depends, I honestly couldn't tell you. If it becomes cheap, I'll tell you right now, I will buy the crap out of those things for sure. I mean, if I can spend gold on game time, I think it's pretty sweet. If it stays kind of high, the problem though is if it bottoms out or whatever and it's not worth it, people are going to quit buying them. So I think that in a way the market will control itself because people are going to want to get their $20 worth. One of the things though is that it's not an item that you can buy and then turn around and resell. So people are going to want to sell them, and that can lead to people being really impatient. People are pretty dumb on the auction house. People are very impatient. They will undercut like crazy to try to get something out of whatever whatever they're trying to sell. That could get kind of, and it's not like another market where when someone does that, whoever's trying to control the market can buy up the cheap stuff and then resell it. You can't do that in this case. So if you get undercut, you can't just buy out the cheaper ones and then try to keep the profit high for yourself. It's different. It's a completely different market. It's completely different from any other market in the game. So it's kind of hard to tell how that's going to work out. It's one of those kind of things where it's not something that's generated. It's the first time, other than that cub, that something is generated of higher value, something that everybody wants, which is game time. And being able to get that essentially for free, not having to dip into your actual wallet, but your in-game wallet. So that really changes up. It's going to be really interesting to see how that works out. Some people are not happy about it, as always. People tend to freak out when Blizzard tries stuff like this because they think it's going to lead to something more. Who knows, man? It's just the market, the MMO market is a weird thing. The gaming market is a weird thing, and it's changing. And some people are having a hard time with that. I sometimes myself have a hard time with some of the changes, the microtransactions, the DLC, all that kind of stuff. But nonetheless, it is changing, and there really isn't much that we can do about it. Other than, really, the sad thing is the only thing that you can do is not buy stuff, not pay for it. Don't give them your money. That's all that you can really do. You can complain all day long, but if you pay them, you still pay them, then you're helping them, and that's all that matters. So you can hate EA all day long, but if you're buying their games, it really doesn't matter. So that's one of the hard things about it. The market's going to change. If Blizzard decides that it's better for them to start including other means to make money in this game, other than the subscription, then they're going to do it. It doesn't know, who knows what that means. If it works out, I don't think they're going to ever drop subscriptions and do anything like pay to win or anything like that. But you never know, man. You never know what can change, and that's just the way that it is. At some point you have to, really what you have to do is, rather than worrying about well, what if they do this, you just kind of decide if the game is fun, if it's something that you enjoy enough, Are you willing to pay whatever you have to pay to enjoy it? That's really what it comes down to sometimes. And you know, so I tend to not worry too much about that side of it. As long as I can afford it, as long as it's not like, you know, something that I can no longer afford, or they're trying to really goat me into paying money that I shouldn't have to pay for, you know, for the content that's not worth it. That's the problem with a lot of DLC, is that, you know, you end up paying for crap that's not worth it, or you know, or the game itself is too expensive. Like the Battlefield Hardline game, where it's like you know, you can pay the cheap version, or you can pay like 120 for a bunch of crap, and it's like, what the heck, man? Like that's insane. You know, not even a collector's edition. That's just like a lot of money for what? You know, and then the base game isn't that good. That's the problem with a lot of this day one DLC stuff, is they spend so much time working on this day one DLC, and you're like, yeah, but the game, like, look at what's the game that just came out? You know, that everybody was psyched about, Evolve. Dude, that game's a joke, man. And some people might like it, and that's cool. And I apologize if you do, but seriously, that game has nothing. You know, so. You know, you have to wonder sometimes when they have DLC, enough DLC that if you bought it all, it would cost you more than the game itself on day one. You have to wonder if, you know, did you spend too much time focused on DLC, or, you know, or what? You know, so that's, you know, sometimes you have to understand. You know, one of the things for sure is that developers, you know, like anybody else really, you can't fault them too much, because everybody does this. They want the most money for the least amount of work and the least amount of cost possible, and you know, that's called being lazy. If we were honest, you know, we can get them on our high horses. We hate being cheated. We all try to do that. You know, we all want to work little and make a lot of money. That's why a lot of people think they want to be CEOs, because they think that CEOs don't work. When in reality, not everybody's cut out to be a CEO. Big shot in the nuts to the American dream right there, but it's the truth. You know, people want to be, you know, they want to get as much as they can for as little as possible. Game developers are no different. Really, it's not the developers so much as it is the publishers, but, you know, I think a lot of times game developers want to do as much as they can because they want to be innovative. They want to, you know, advance the industry and do what's best, you know, for themselves and for the industry, and make a name for themselves. And you make a name for yourself by, you know, and look at what's his name, Shigeru Miyamoto. He made a name for himself for all the crazy, awesome things he's done. You know, and that's how you do it. On the other hand, you have someone like Peter Molyneux, whatever his name is, the dude that made Fable, who has made a name for himself for the exact opposite, for making promises that he couldn't keep. I think sometimes people are a little bit too hard on that guy, you know, but, you know, nonetheless, that's how it works. And I think that, you know, a lot of times developers, you know, people that are actually making the games, trying to be creative, trying to come up with cool ideas, you know, they want to make a name for themselves. And usually it's the publishers, you know, the guys behind it, that are just trying to make a profit, you know, and screw creativity and screw innovation, whatever, or however much time it takes. You know, we want to make as much money as quickly as possible, and if it means that this game's going to suck in the process, well, too bad. Because all we need is people to buy it. If people can buy it, if we can make them think it's good, you know, if it's, you know, then who cares? You know, that's the truth. And then you have people that complain every single time the game comes out, and they keep buying them because they think the next one's going to be good, and that's the cycle. What people don't understand is that sooner or later, in order to get through to them, you have to quit buying. You know, that's kind of how it is, unfortunately. That's why, like with Sims 4, you know, they make Sims 4 and it doesn't do as well. You know, not nearly as well. It doesn't, you know, it's still selling, but, you know, they made an expansion pack for it, but it's not doing very well at all. You know, the studio that, it's not the studio that made Sims 4 specifically, but it is the studio that made the SimCity game, the one that was a disaster. They went under. You know, they were absorbed by EA, and that's the end of that. That can happen, you know, unfortunately, and that kind of sucks really, because it's not so much the studio as it is the EA, I think. But, you know, still, that's the thing though. As long as, you know, people buy the games, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how bad they are. It doesn't matter, you know, ooh, look, a rare, let's kill that guy. feel bad because that's actually a pretty cool hunter pet right there, but he's dead now, so it's done and over with. We got tons of, well, we really didn't get, dang it, I feel terrible now. That would have been a nice hunter pet, but oh well. You know, so, I mean, it's just one of those things. Ultimately, what it comes down to at the end of the day is that you vote with your wallet. I know that's a big cliche, but that's the way that it is. I think that, you know, with this game, with WoW, Blizzard is pretty good at listening to their players, I think. You know, I think they try to please their player base because, you know, we're in a constant, you know, we form a different kind of relationship where they don't need to sell games. They need to sell subscriptions. And that requires a lot more of, you know, either them trying to convince us that we want what they're giving us, or us trying to convince them to change and give us what we want. So we have a different kind of relationship. But sometimes, you know, they stick to their guns, and, you know, we say, I told you so, this was a terrible idea. Sometimes not. You know, sometimes they stick to their guns, and it turns out our initial judgments were wrong, and, you know, things turn out pretty well. Sometimes they listen to us and change. Like recently, the heirlooms. I actually said heirlooms. The heirloom improvement, where the item level went up quite a bit. From level 90 to 100, the heirlooms were pretty low. And man, I'll tell you what, leveling my rogue up with the new heirloom upgrades, you know, and having those being improved, it made a huge difference. And what's really cool is at level 100, if you're using heirlooms, they're at 605 item level, which is actually not a bad start. You want to get to 610, but, you know, having a bunch of items at 605 is pretty dang awesome. So that's a pretty good start. So Blizzard definitely listens to the players. You know, they go off the feedback that, you know, that they're given, and I think that's pretty cool. One of the reasons why I like Mortal Kombat so much is they do a lot of fan service. You know, they definitely seem like, you know, Ed Boon and that development team try their best to give people what they want. You know, Nintendo's the same way. You know, they try their best to make great games. You know, they're delaying Zelda, which, you know, a lot of people are up in arms about. But honestly, if you are up in arms about that, you need to just hush, because, you know, I want a game that's good, not a game that's rushed. And Nintendo does not rush their crap. And everything they make, just about everything they make, is good. I mean, everything they've made for the Wii U has been good. Everything. The 2D Donkey Kong games are awesome, if you haven't played those. The Mario games, you know, sometimes they're a little, you know, a little bit of the same old, like the 2D ones, a little bit of the same old. Super Mario 3D World, whatever, that game was awesome, man. Mario Kart, one of the best Mario Kart games ever made. Probably my favorite Mario Kart ever made. Smash Bros is amazing. Loving the crap out of that game. That probably is my favorite Smash. Some people like Melee better. I don't even care. I love Smash 4. It's so good. Even that Hyrule Warriors game, which I know Nintendo didn't have a, you know, a lot of involvement with. It's more of a Dynasty Warriors game. I like it, man. It's good. Wii U has some great games, man. The Wind Waker remake, amazing. You know, the remakes on the 3DS, even though I can't hardly see those games, they're amazing. You know, Nintendo makes good games, and they do it, you know, trying to give people what they want, trying to be as innovative as they can, and taking the amount of time that's necessary to make those games great. You know, even if it, you know, costs them a little bit of money sometimes, you know, initial money, it pays off in the end. You know, Nintendo understands that. They do a lot of other things that are weird. What they're trying to, you know, reinvent the wheel, seems like. Trying to rely too much on gimmicks. Ding, 55. You know, but their games, man, you can't argue with their games, man. Their games are good. They're, you know, the games that Nintendo themselves make. Not a lot of that other crap that, you know, third-party crap that isn't as good. You know, like freaking all the crappy games on the Wii. That sucked. You know, but the Nintendo games, even on the Wii, were really good. So, you know, that's the thing, is some developers get it, some don't. And some publishers get it, and some don't. You know, but I think that, you know, I think that, you know, like I said, ultimately you vote with your wallet. That's just the way that it is. And if you really want to know what I think in terms of the next gen, a lot of people don't even consider the Wii U to be next gen. I think the Wii U is owning Xbox and PlayStation in terms of quality games. I don't care about sales. I don't care about any of that stuff. I don't own an Xbox One or a PS4. I don't really want to. I might want to when Halo 5 comes out, and one of my best friends just got an Xbox One, so that kind of makes me kind of want one. But I'm actually trying to convince him to get a Wii U, and he wants one, and he has an Xbox One. You know, so I mean, I think Wii U's where it's at for me in terms of console gaming. I think Wii U's got it down for sure. And I love the crap out of my Wii U. One of the things I really like is I went a couple weeks ago. My grandma was really sick. She was in the hospital, and I went over to stay the night with her, you know, just to keep an eye on her, make sure she was okay, and felt really sorry for her because she was so sick, but she's been doing better. Anyways, when I went, I just took my Wii U over, and I was just kind of sitting there with her while she was sleeping and all that. And I didn't even hook my Wii U up to the TV. I just turned on the gamepad and played there. Dude, that's rad. Like, that is freaking awesome. Like, I was so, like, into that. Like, I just, like, sat there and played my Wii U. I was playing Smash without having hooked it up to the TV, not even in my own house. You know, it's a perfect travel system. You have an outlet, plug it in, and go. I mean, the battery life kind of sucks. Actually, the battery life really sucks. But, dude, it's pretty sweet. I mean, the Wii U, like, sometimes the gimmicks work, man. And I think that the gamepad idea is pretty cool. I don't know if I like the gamepad controller so much. I don't like holding the giant controller. I like the Pro controller, but you know, having the little screen option is a pretty cool idea. So, you know, maybe they can come up with another way to do that without making that the controller itself. I don't know. Maybe the controller itself is fine, but you know, I'm pretty into, you know, whatever they're doing. So I'm really into the Wii U for sure. I'm kind of just talking. I don't even know what I'm talking about half the time, but hey, it's fun. We're making pretty good progress too. Probably going to get to 56, and then we're going to decide what we want to do. But yeah, man. I mean, you know, I mean, I don't know. It's just I think with WoW, and you know, really, like, I'm thinking about doing a video where I talk about, you know, because you know, you guys know I love WoW. You guys know I love this game. I always talk about how amazing it is, but it wouldn't be fun if I just made a video talking about all the great things in the new expansion. What I think would be entertaining is if I talked about all the crappy things in this expansion, and in spite of the fact that I love this expansion, there's a lot of crap that bugs me. So I'm thinking about making a video about maybe the sins of the expansion or something. I think that might be entertaining. So there's a lot of crap that gets on my nerves with this game, with Draenor, and you know, some of the decisions they made, and like you know, a little behind the scenes, I guess, or a little what I'm thinking about. Like, one of the things that bugs me is you know, I love the Gladiator Sanctum. You know, if you're PvP, you understand Gladiator Sanctum's that cool new building where you collect bones from your enemies, you turn those in, and you can get gear. Pretty cool. You can get money, you can get honor, you can get conquest points. It's pretty neat. You know, it's basically the work orders for the Sanctum is, you know, you go out and kill opposite faction, and you turn those in. But here's the problem. The only way that you can get bones is in Draenor or in freaking Ashran. And if you are sick of being in Draenor or Ashran, you can't, you know, too bad. You won't collect bones. If you do a battleground, which is a pretty big part of PvP, you don't collect bones. What the heck? Like, why? It doesn't make any sense, because they want you in Draenor and they want you in Ashran, I guess. But the thing is, you know, if you don't like Ashran, because, you know, Ashran kind of sucks. Some people like it. I guess it's gotten a little bit better. I still don't want to have any part of it. You know, I have to go there. And I have to basically, unless you're going to gank lobies, which is pretty lame to do anyways, and, you know, you're going to have to be out there the whole time. I mean, virtually all your PvP, at least for the Gladiator Sanctum, is out there. So that completely bottlenecks you. You know, it pigeonholes you into having to do a specific thing to get the bones. Likewise, if you're doing the Nemesis quest to get, like, the hearts from the humans, to get, you know, you have to get, like, I forget, it's like 1,000? Something like that? Tons. You have to kill tons of humans for the Nemesis quest. You can only do those in Draenor or Ashran. You know, what the heck? That's going to take forever. Especially when you got to kill, like, the races that aren't played as much. Like dwarves, female, well, you don't have to do female dwarves, but like Worgen, Pandaren, you know, that aren't as, you know, humans, piece of cake. Rest of them, it's going to be rough. You know, why can't I collect that crap in a battleground? You know, where I actually want to PvP. Because battlegrounds are, you know, where you PvP. It'd be like, you know, you can't collect, it'd be like you couldn't collect the raid items for your legendary in LFR or something stupid like that, or, you know, whatever. You know, it's like, why? It's a part of the game. Why the heck can't I? You know, so, you know, you kind of don't want to run battlegrounds, really. You know, you don't want to do that. You basically feel like you have to spend all your time in Ashran, and you're going to get sick of that. I liked, you know, the idea of Ashran, just like I like the idea of Wintergrasp. But I like those as options. You know, Wintergrasp was cool because, you know, it was the thing that you did, you know, every day, once or twice maybe when it was up. It was that bonus thing that you did, you know, but you were also doing battlegrounds. Then you could go do that. But, you know, now it's like you have to do Ashran. You didn't have to do Wintergrasp necessarily. You wanted to because it was enticing. It was fun. It's worthwhile. The rewards are worth it. But, you know, in this case, it's just the rewards are there. They're not anywhere else. You have to go to Ashran. I don't like that. I don't like, you know, them saying, like, to get you to do this, we're only going to make you have to do the only way you're going to get the rewards is through Ashran. That's how we're going to get you to do it. Don't do that. That's dumb. Make Ashran so much fun that I want to go there. I have to go there. I should never have to go anywhere. I should want to go everywhere. You know, I should want to leave my garrison. If I don't want to leave my garrison, then that's a problem. If I feel like I have to do something in the game, that sucks. You know, and that doesn't mean I'm not gonna like everything, but, you know, I shouldn't have to force myself to go somewhere to do something. You know, especially when I have to spend a lot of time there, and I feel like I have to go to Ashran. I don't want to go there. That's a problem, and a lot of people feel that way. Another problem is the fact that I want to do heroics. I want to do them. They look cool. It looks like a lot of design effort went into making them. But in those cases, the opposite. You have the opposite problem. Where, you know, they put the rewards in Ashran, and that's the only way you can get them. They did the exact opposite with dungeons. They made all these dungeons, all these encounters, all these environments, all this crap, and there's no freaking reason to go into dungeons in Dragon. That's why nobody does them. What the heck, game? Like, what are you thinking? Like, what do you think is going to happen? You think people are going to like, hey, I want to go run dungeons because they're there. No. You know, on the other end, yeah, at the same time, you have to have a reward. It has to be worth my time. You know, the reason why nobody is doing the challenge modes is because it's not enticing enough. Same reason why no one's doing Proving Grounds. The heck for? Did what we had to do, and then even then a lot of people aren't doing them because a lot of people aren't running dungeons to begin with, which is funny. You do Proving Grounds to be able to run heroic dungeons, but you don't need to do Proving Grounds to run LSR. Explain to me that logic. That's the most backward freaking thing I've ever heard in my entire freaking life. Like, what the heck? You know, you don't have to do Proving Grounds to raid, which is the point, but you needed them to do dungeons, which aren't even worth it to begin with. I don't understand. You know, the end is nice, but the rewards are not enticing enough for me to go there and run. I have like all these quests to run for dungeons from my inn. My quest log is full on Kephas, but I'm not doing it because I'm like, I don't really. I mean, what, for a toy? For some herbs? Are you kidding me? For a few, like, for maybe 100 gold? Dude, I can go get 100 gold in no time. Like, what the heck? It's not enticing. What, for 100 garrison resources? Are you kidding me? I can get 100 garrison resources easily. Trading posts. Give me a day, I'll have 100. I mean, I'm almost maxed. I mean, what are dungeons for right now? What purpose do they have? I can gear up without running dungeons. I mean, it's a piece of cake. I can gear up easily for LFR without running dungeons. And once I'm geared up for LFR, there is no need for me to even think about running dungeons anymore. You know, I kind of, a lot of people might disagree, But I feel like dungeons were the best in Wrath of the Lich King. I ran them a lot. I ran them with my friends a lot, and the only time we got tired of it was at the end of the expansion. That's because we had been running them for an entire expansion. We wanted new ones. And then we had Cataclysm, and they were hard as balls, and we got sick of them because we didn't, they were too hard. But we liked them in Wrath. They were a little easy, a little too easy maybe, a little too easy. No CC required. Didn't have to think. It was like, what the heck? But people liked them. People liked what we were doing. What I liked about them is that I don't know why this is gone. Which this will lead me into the next thing. Apexis crystals, dude. Blizzard's like, we're not going to have Justice and Valor anymore. We're not going to have a point system. And then they get rid of Justice and Valor, and then they added in Apexis crystals. Which, what are they? They are essentially Justice points, or Valor points. That's what they are. You just gain them through a daily. And then through some work orders, or maybe a garrison mission, or whatever. But they're Justice points, dude. That's what they are. They're the same, mechanically, they are the same freaking thing. You're not fooling anyone, Blizz. But the thing is, they're not really worth it because you can get gear anyways, and I mean the only way you get them is through one daily. Why can't I get them in dungeons? Why can't I get Apexis dailies from dungeons? That would be worth it. That would make too much sense, I guess. You would rather me run the same daily once a day, one big freaking long daily, than run dungeons and get Apexis crystals. You put all the development time in dungeons, and they're not even worth it. It's a joke. I mean, it's a big joke. For people that like running dungeons, there's no reason. Nobody is running dungeons because they're not worth it. It's the biggest oversight I've ever seen. It's like dungeons have been put on the back burner for the past 2 expansions. And that's part of the reason why there are a lot of people that don't feel like they have anything to do. And it makes perfect sense. So those are just a few examples of the things that really tick me off with this expansion. I like the raids, I like the pet battle changes, I like the garrisons fine. But I do feel like I need more incentive to leave it, besides going and doing old content. I don't really feel like there's much for me to do. That's why I'm excited about Mortal Kombat next month. I miss the days when I could, work up towards gear with points, and then also have a chance of getting gear from drops. I like that. I think a lot of people did. But, I don't know. They got rid of it for whatever reason. So, there it is. And we're going to hit 56, and this is where we are going to call it. I want to spare you from more ranting, and let's see where we're at here. So here's what we can do. I'm going to let you guys vote. It'll be the last chance we get to vote for a while, but we're going to either stay in Winterspring and head down here and check out what the bottom half of this map is all about, or we can head on to Blasted Lands. So stay in Winterspring or go to Blasted Lands. You guys, there will be a straw poll link in the description. Click on that link and vote. Let me know what you think. And, let me know what you think about anything that we talked about in this video. As always, guys, I hope you enjoyed this rant and let's play whatever. It's been a lot of fun, so I will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day. This is Kephas. Until next time.